diversity is its indispensable ingredient. Waterloo's students come from everywhere. Fully half of the graduate engineering students are international. And the University of Waterloo's domestic students are drawn from Canada's student population, one of the most diverse in the world. Now, many of you have reached out to me recently in thanks for Canada's compassionate response to the Syrian refugee crisis. But let me tell you something. When I welcomed those first families to Toronto last month, I welcomed them as new Canadians and as the future of the Canadian economy.
Justin Trudeau. Well, Chrystia Freeland, the Prime Minister there, emphasising that when he welcomed the refugees, he welcomed them as new Canadians and the future of the economy. Now, a lot of people listening, particularly across Europe, who are reeling from the number of refugees, seeing them as taking away resources, not bringing them. What is your evidence to support that?
So this is really the Canadian story, and I thought the Prime Minister made it extremely effectively. Look, my mother was born in a refugee camp in Europe, and Canada gave her family refuge, and that's why I'm here. Yes, in a DP camp in Germany. We have here with us the Mayor of Calgary, Nahid Nenshi. His family were refugees from Uganda. The Canadian story is about finding strength in our diversity and being a haven for refugees because it's the right thing to do, but also finding it gives our society and our country tremendous strength. And that is social strength. I love living in a stable, diverse society, but it gives us economic strength too. And that was one of the Prime Minister's core messages, that in a globalized economy, if you want to be present in a society that is successfully diverse, come to Canada. And I think it's an important Canadian story to tell. And I'm the trade minister.
We're not going to let you get away with all this here. Catherine McKenna, immigration, refugees is one of the most polarizing issues across Europe. Do you still have to sell it in Canada, bringing that in? 25,000 refugees will come in the next year.
You know, the reception by Canadians of all these refugees has been overwhelming. You saw the Prime Minister was greeting refugees at the airport. I'm in Ottawa Centre. We have the demand for refugees to welcome refugees outstrips, the number of refugees that are coming. Because I think, like Chrystia said, this is our story. We have Indigenous Canadians, and we also are built on immigration and refugees. And this really is what we see as our strength. And I think it's also a really good story to tell internationally, that there are ways of integrating refugees, of welcoming them, making them feel part of society, and also they're going to contribute in amazing ways. And that's really what I think we've seen, that Canadians really believe in that.
Yeah, and what the Prime Minister, if I could just quickly build on Catherine's comments, the Prime Minister said something really important about this, that it's about leadership, and that all people have inside them fear, and all people have a desire to be nice and live with your neighbor well. And he's shown tremendous leadership, and other countries can do that too.
Everyone will watch closely results. The other Canadian story, to use your phrase, is the first country in the world to have a 50-50 split between men and women in the cabinet. There, you're the evidence. People watched, as Justin Trudeau, when he was asked at that first press conference, why do you have 50-50 gender parity? Because it's 2015. Is that tokenism, or is it a real reality? Do you feel it?
We completely feel it. It has been very powerful in how the cabinet behaves inside. It's been a powerful signal for the country, and I think Catherine and I have both felt, we've been at a lot of international summits in the past 10 weeks, and we have felt tremendous support. I found, especially for women in other countries' delegations, younger women saying, wow, this is such a great message.
Yeah, and you feel that at home too. So many women come up to me, girls, they're just so excited. And I just hope that this means that there's no going back, that it's now 50-50 and we don't have to have these conversations about whether it's merit-based, because I think we can say for sure that every woman, every man in our cabinet deserves to be there.
You have a very daunting agenda. You will be judged not by this great symbolism, which is catching the world's attention, dazzling the world, but by your results at home for Canadians. Your oil-producing country, oil prices are at a very, very low point right now. Will you still have space and time to be on the world stage, Catherine McKenna? Does that matter as well?
Well, absolutely. I'm here. I mean, so people have asked, why is your Minister of the Environment and Climate Change here in Davos? Because I'm here to tell the story that Canada believes that the environment and the economy go together. And that's what our focus is. We all know that we are going to be depending on natural resources. We are a resource-based economy, but we're moving to a low carbon growth. And we believe that that's a huge opportunity for us. So I'm here to talk about the opportunities in Canada, to invest in Canada, that we are putting significant investments in green infrastructure, in innovation in the clean tech sector, but also to tell the story of great Canadian companies that are in the clean tech sector too. And so huge opportunity, and I think we need to do both. The world needs to be doing both, and that was the message out of Paris. Paris is a signal to the markets, a signal that all the countries of the world have come together and that they realize we need to act on climate.
We're coming to the end of this program. I'm going to say to you both, it's been a very positive reflections from you. What's your biggest challenge, very briefly, from both of you? Chrystia?
To grow the Canadian economy, and in my particular case, we really understand we need to be plugged into the global economy. So grow our exports and grow investment.
So I'm now back from Paris, and now we have to do the hard work that occurred in Paris at home in conjunction with the provinces and territories.